Stand with me in a prison yard on a cold, gray winter morning in 1946. The air is damp, the hum of the crowd subdued. Dozens of men and women, wrists bound behind them, stand waiting in line in front of a wooden block. A Soviet soldier stands reading out the sentences, his voice without emotion. Each prisoner is led forward singly. Among them stands Elisabeth Becker, 26 years old. Blank eyes, pale face. Does she remember as she is pushed to the ground? Choices that brought her here, the crimes she committed and witnessed. A stern command is shouted out. The executioner places the noose around her neck. The trapdoor opens beneath her feet. Elisabeth Becker is hanged. She was among the lesser-documented batch of women concentration camp guards who were sentenced to death following World War II. But who exactly was she? What did she get wrong? And does that make it even harder for us to consider justice, guilt, and blame? Let's see this nasty and devious story figured out. To determine the reason Elisabeth Becker was murdered, we must revisit 1944 when she was promoted as a guard in the Stutthof concentration camp. Becker was born in 1923 to a German family in the free city of Danzig in Neustadt, Poland. Becker was a secretary by profession and was living her ordinary life until the SS began recruiting women to labor in concentration camps. She enlisted, as did so many others. Necessity, patriotism, duty, something far more sinister we will never really know. But what we do know is abhorrent. The Stutthof concentration camp, located close to Gdansk, was no less horrible in activities, although less popular with the others. Over 65,000 people were killed there after being driven into forced labor, starved, and brutally executed. People were shot, hanged, and even assassinated with the help of gas chambers facilitated by Zyklon B. Becker was sent to the women's subcamp, where she supervised Jewish prisoners. Survivors would later testify against her as cruel, whipping and beating prisoners. Others defended her as cruel because she accomplished things. Was she a sadistic killer then, or merely one small cog in the Nazi war machine? When Nazi Germany collapsed in May of 1945, Becker fled to her family home in Danzig in hopes of evading prosecution. But Nazi war crimes were not to be without punishment. The Soviets and the Polish police tracked her down, and some of the other former guards shortly after. She was put on trial in Danzig in 1946 during the first Stutthof trials, one of the initial post-World War II Nazi war crimes trials. Her trial was short. There was evidence of brutality. There was no evidence of atrocities. She was convicted in November 1946 of crimes against humanity by the court. The sentence, death. Becker never begged for her life. She reportedly accepted her death, and she passed out in the final hours. But as opposed to the Holocaust desk calendars on their chairs, pampered Nazis that they were, she was a plain camp guard, a small cog in a killing machine. Her death sent a phantom question. When does obedience time become a crime? Elisabeth Becker's tale is not one woman's decisions, drama of war, ethics, and justice. She was no genocide mastermind. She was no Nazi lieutenant, but she assisted in one of the world's greatest atrocities. Was she as culpable as the men who instructed her to do it, or was she a pawn in a game where no equaled death? Post-World War II justice was swift, savage, and sometimes deadly. Becker told him and others that the ranks were too junior to prevent the scale of Nazi war crimes. We are asking here, with where she was, war, fear, and propaganda, what would you do? What do you think? Was Elisabeth Becker worthy of what she got, or was she also a victim of the corrupt Nazi German government? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss a new video. If you like untold history, dark real stories, and intense historical investigation. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.